Good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's broadcast here on the Elite Racing Network, the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series North Wilkesboro 125 at the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway. It is race number 2 of the playoffs here as Dave Huckleberry once again producing tonight's broadcast. You're stuck with just me, Zach Evans, tonight. No William White this evening.
Isn't he supposed to be studying or something? Is that what he was telling us?
That's what he says. He's doing the whole edumacation thing.
So we shouldn't see anything from the chat in him. Sleeping.
He should actually be sleeping at 2 o'clock in the morning where he lives, or whatever time it is. Nevertheless, we will bravely carry on with tonight's broadcast here from virtual North Wilkesboro, while the real cars are also at North Wilkesboro, so I shouldn't mess that up this week. Thank you for tuning in. If you do have us probably on a second screen while watching the NASCAR All-Star race this evening, we've got, like I say, second race of the playoffs here for you. Here is, after the first race of the playoffs, how things look. Chase Cabria leading the points. A win punches you into the finals, but in the first race of the playoffs, Tate Lytle won. And as you can see, he is not one of our playoff drivers. So that has done absolutely nothing to impact our playoff grid as we go into tonight.
And qualifying has finished, so we can bring up the grid if the little thing will cooperate here.
It's trying really hard not to, but it's working enough that I can tell you Gerald Campbell is starting on the pole this evening. Leighton Norgard will line up second, Jesse Racimas third, Chad Frankenfield fourth, Caleb Kumer fifth, Frank Fody sixth, Andrew Hardcastle seventh, Jaden Racimas eighth, David Carpenter ninth, Michael Hossack 10th, Jeff Green starting 11th, and Cody McCorkle starting in the 12th position. Joe Francis lines up 13th, Andrew Rucker 14th, Dylan Javier 15th, Dustin Dewar 16th, Thomas Coonan 17th, Mitch Javier 18th, Kyle Hanshaw 19th, Connor Thompson 20th, Raymond Hanneman 21st, Sam Boutwell 22nd, Harrison Whitehead the 23rd and final starter this evening.
Old buddy Gerald is on the pole.
Gerald on the pole with a freshly wrapped number 00 Ford F-150, even devoid of the Simply Racing podcast logo on the hood. As the last few drivers drop in. For anybody who, we sometimes get some new viewers here on the Elite Racing Network cheering on their favorite drivers who sometimes are newcomers to Elite. This might be the first time they've seen the version of North Wilkesboro we have on iRacing, and you're looking at it and going, well, that looks nothing like the place they're at tonight. And that's because this was scanned before North Wilkesboro was revived and reopened. Originally, the whole purpose of scanning North Wilkesboro was to just save it in digital form before it was widely believed the track would just continue to fall into ruin as it had done since 1996, when the NASCAR Cup Series had last been there for a points-paying event. But that project, which led to this 1987 retrofitted version of the track, obviously sparked interest anew in the historic facility, and now it's back. I'm sure at some point we'll get an updated scan of North Wilkesboro here on the iRacing Sim, but for now, we have this nice little time capsule.
And we'll probably be calling it North Wilkesboro Legacy?
Either that, or it'll keep or 1987, or whatever the case may be.
87 was a great year. What were you doing in 87, Zach?
I was negative 2'd.
I was graduating high school.
I had not won the race yet. We'll see who wins tonight's race here. Gerald Campbell, a Leighton Norgard front row pace car pulls off, and we are underway here at North Wilkesboro. Leighton Norgard's got to try and get that run off the top. You know, unlike a lot of short tracks, the second groove can work here on the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway. We'll see how it plays out tonight. I think as the race goes on, if we get enough green flag laps, you'll even see guys ripping the fence over in turn 1 and 2. But we will see if we get that kind of good fortune this evening. The Leighton Norgard able to get out front. Chad Frankenfield trying to work his way into that second position to the outside of Gerald Campbell. For those just tuning in and missed out on the standings update prior to the race, this is the second race of the playoffs. There will be 4 drivers fighting for the title in the finale. Currently, the top 4 drivers in points have the yellow background on the scoring pile.
Case Cabry not here tonight, so we have 3 up there.
Interesting. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but they keep it straight. That was, I believe, Caleb Becumer and Jesse Racimus there. Indeed it was. So yes, the 3 drivers that entered the night in the top 4 have the yellow background. The other playoff drivers have the blue backgrounds. They're 3 wide here. Andrew Rucker able to drive his way forward there.
I think we missed looking at Rucker's paint scheme when we were looking at him.
We were definitely having some issues troubleshooting before the race with trading paints. It appears Andrew Rucker slipped through the gap, which is really unfortunate, because otherwise how would I be able to be like David Westergreen and call him Sunny D 50 times tonight?
Right.
All out of juice on that 64 truck. We apologize for all the Andrew Rucker fans out there. And we have our first caution of the evening. I believe the 22 truck of Andrew Hardcastle may have gone around over in turn 4. We'll get a look here shortly with the Mark Rebeles replay machine and determine what happened with Andrew Hardcastle into 22. Just steps out under braking. You'll see that a lot. I mean, you see that a lot at short tracks in general. Oh, Michael Hossack gets just a piece of it, and then Andrew Rucker and Cody McCorkle had a tight little squeeze there with the wall. But the problem, especially with these trucks at the short tracks, is you want to do everything you can to free it up and get it to turn in the corner, right? You want to be able to roll through the corner. You want it to get turn. You don't want to be fighting it on corner entry. So you try to put really as much brake bias into it as you can to get it to turn when you touch the brake to help with that. But it's very easy to go just a little too far over the edge, and then you have moments like that.
The race control confirming tally on the 22 for their self-spin.
So 10 laps into tonight's festivities here at the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway. Field doubling up. Lights are out on the pace car, so we will go back green flag racing next time by Leighton Norgard leading the way. Chad Frankenfield joining him on the front row. Interesting to note, you know, Leighton, he was able to jump out front with the outside lane on the initial start, but opting to choose the bottom for this restart, giving Chad Frankenfield the top. We'll see how that plays out here as we go back green. Leighton Norgard gets the jump. It's going to work out just fine. He can run whatever lane he wants into turn 1. He slides up just a little bit. on entry, diamonds it down to the bottom on exit, and gets a nice little gap on Chad Frankenfield, who, in his mirror, he sees Gerald Campbell and Jesse Racimus battling for third. Gerald Campbell in the 00, Jesse Racimus in the 70. Gerald Campbell won the regular season here in the Truck Series. If you don't believe it, just ask him.
He will tell you.
Andrew Rucker up to 7th now. He's got Jeff Green and Jaden Racimus behind him. And Jesse Racimus, he must have gotten loose off turn 2. He's lost a couple of spots. He's down to 6, but still pointed in the right direction. That was one thing we saw a lot in practice, guys, getting out of shape on corner exit, just getting into the throttle either too aggressively, too early, while the truck was not pointed nice and straight. You're trying to fight for every little bit of speed you can get here in these close quarters short track races. And there you see some of that close quarters racing. Joe Francis in the 35 to the inside of Dylan Javier in the 57. Francis will clear Javier to move into the 13th position. A little further forward, Frank Fode in that 5th spot, having a nice little start to the evening in the 41 truck. Jesse Racimus behind him. A little further back, Jeff Green, Jaden Racimus, side-by-side battle. That's for the 8th position. Jeff Green in the 38 truck on the bottom. You know, an interesting, again, talking about this kind of retro 1987 version of North Wilkesboro. An extra challenge, so to speak, for these guys, especially on the turn 3 and 4. And you'll see as Jeff Green's run the bomb, there's that little bit of a lip, a little bit of a curb there. That was there in 1987. It's not there now. In fact, there's a little bit of apron you can dive onto now. Now on this end, there isn't the curb, but there is grass. The grass can, if you do it right, actually help the truck turn a little bit. The curb has the exact opposite. You touch the curb, you're going to shoot up the track and probably really tick off whoever's on the outside of you if you're in a side-by-side battle. Because you're probably going to put them in the fence. You see that battle with Jaden Racimus and Jeff Green continuing on. In front of them, Frank Fode, Andrew Rucker side by side as a battle for the 6th position. As we start lap 22, Leighton Norgard still leading the way. Looking at the battle for 6 here, Andrew Rucker's going to just get in front of Frank Fode here and drop down in front of him through turns 3 and 4. And Jaden Racimus almost was able to get in front of Jeff Green, but not quite. And Jeff Green's got to work him up the hill a little bit and stay in the dogfight here. I've always told people, Dave, if you get a group that can run side by side, this is, in my opinion, the best short track on iRacing. Because of, I mean, you've seen how long these side by side battles have carried on. And we're seeing that on display tonight. We've certainly, over the years in Elite, seen some...
Oh, Jeff
no.
Going around.
No, I jinxed it.
Second caution. We saw that happen, so we'll look at it on the Park
We'll
Rebels
still
replay.
look at the replay, but indeed we saw Jeff Green getting into the throttle, trying to pull ahead of Jaden Racimus. That battle had been going on for some time. He might have even... I don't think so. I don't think he clipped the flat there on the exit of turn 4. I think it just got away from him while applying the throttle. Keeps it out of the wall. Or if he did catch the wall, it's just barely. So Jeff Green will drop back to, 23rd or so. as a result of that spin. Maybe work in a quick ad here.
We can do that real quick. Be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Welcome back. Here you see the field doubled up, getting ready for a restart here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Leighton Norgard leading the way, taking the outside this time for this restart. Chad Frankenfield joining him on the front row as we get ready to go back racing here. Green flag is out again. Leighton Norgard off and away. He'll get down in front of Chad Frankenfield. One thing to keep an eye on here, Dave, and I'll probably need you to help keep me honest here. Some guys did come down pit road during that caution. I'm sure some of them put on tires. Obviously, some of them were probably getting damage fixed or whatever the case may be, but we might see some guys tearing up through the field here with 4 fresh tires.
Gerald Campbell looks like he'd be the first one that came in. Joe Francis as well. Jeff Green.
We've got a caution.
Was Coonan, maybe?
That's what I'm seeing.
Let's take a peek on the Mark Rebelis replay machine and see what he did. Into the wall a little bit.
Gets into the wall and then gets a little taparoo from Jeff Green. And then everybody has to skate by. Nice
kind of avoidances there where they kind of just slid it a little bit and went right by him. A few more people in the pits this time. Raymond Hanneman comes in, Harrison Whitehead, both in.
You know, it's interesting because this is probably closer, right? We have, I think if I remember correctly, 4 sets of tires for this race, so 3 sets in the pits.
Correct.
So you figure if you were to break it down evenly, that'd be about 41 laps on each set of tires. So we might be a little early for that, but also we saw that long green flag run to start the race. I'm sure some of these guys are thinking you might not conveniently get a caution, certainly not in the next 7 laps to hit lap 41 on the nose. It might be another 20 or 30 laps before you get another caution. That could be a long time to be out on, by that point, 50 or 60 lap old tires. So it'll be interesting to see over the course of tonight, since we might actually get some green flag racing at a short track, how those tire strategies play out. We saw it a little bit in the real world truck race earlier today, even with the fresher pavement. Again, a Leighton Norgard will line up on the front row. Chad Frankenfield will line up to his inside as a Leighton Norgard again choosing the outside for this restart. 35 laps complete, 125 laps of distance back underway, and you can see some of those trucks sliding around on the restart, trying to get up to speed, looking for a little bit of grip on those old tires. No such issues for Leighton Norgard. He's able to get out front, maintain the top spot. A little further back, Caleb Pecumer, Dustin Dewar battle for 6th place on the monitor. Andrew Rucker trying to get around Jesse Racimus. That's a battle for 4th and 5th. Jesse Racimus able to get in front of Andrew Rucker. That was a tight squeeze. A little further back, there you see Dustin. Oh, contact! Contact there with Caleb Pecumer and Dustin Dewar. And here comes Gerald Campbell. Oh!
Pecumer's going around.
Pecumer's going around. Can everybody miss him? No! No. Grab a break whenever you want, bud. Oh my goodness. That collected about 4 more trucks that had any need to.
Yep, he just kind of kept going and bouncing off people.
That's unfortunate. So we'll get a look at the replay. So I think what's gonna happen here, this part, I don't think he was expecting Dusty to drop to the bottom. He ends up kind of having to lock up the brakes. He might have overdriven the corner regardless, but then here, Carpenter has to miss him like 2 times, and then thinks he has him missed, and it's like, actually, no, I'm going to tag you in the right rear. Poor David Carpenter thought he had missed the wreck. Indeed, he had not. Man, this is when it's hard to keep your cool as a driver. I'm going to be honest. David's a little bit calmer than I am, but because you think it right here. All right, we're good. I got locked up. Cool. All right, I'm good. Got to drive away. Nope.
Whoa.
Nope. And to tally on to 59. I don't think any surprise on the cause of the incident there.
You more
so
in this time?
Am I seeing this correctly that Chad Frankenfield somehow... Oh, no, I guess Norgard came to the pits. Okay.
Yep.
That's how that happened. That makes more sense.
Now
so
it's just the top 5.
I was about to say, I think the top 5 are still on the tires they started the race with.
Plus Cody McCorkle and Connor Thompson.
Okay. Race control also politely suggesting a little firmer grasp of the brakes next time.
And like a teaching moment there.
It's hey, it's the truck series. It's an entry-level series for Elite. This is a teaching moment. We're gonna see if Chad Frankenfield can teach a thing or two now that he's out front. Of course, Gerald Campbell's got to try and teach what fresh tires can do. Still working his way through the field from being one of the first takers on the pit road. This is starting to get real interesting here. You see Chad's kind of running a little bit of a higher line. Jesse Racimus, when I say that, and Chad goes all the way to the curb, and Jesse runs a little bit higher. But that's what I love about Wilkesboro, right? So many different lines, so many different ways to get around this version of the track. As Gerald Campbell has made his way up to 3rd, he's got to try to size up Jesse Racimus here and pick up that 2nd spot, looking to the outside. So it'll be interesting to see, is he actually trying to pass on the outside, which he has done a lot of, or is he trying to do the crossover? Nope, he's pretty committed to the outside at this point. He's all the way alongside Jesse Racimus for that 2nd position. That's got to pin those old tires on the bottom. They're not going to like that one bit. right about here, I think Gerald's got to get the runoff turn 2 where there's a little bit more camber on that banking, and he's got to rocket away. Well, it's a good thing he did, because the caution is out behind him. I think he's going to get to keep that spot. We'll find out.
Oh, is our former leader might have been involved here. Let's see, Leighton Norgard, maybe.
Well, he had pitted under that most recent caution, trying to work his way through the field. A little bit of contact there with Thomas Coonan. And Frank Fode's going to give a little kiss, and then...
I think Cumer got into the back of Hardcastle there.
I believe so. We'd have to take another angle there, I believe, to see exactly what transpired. Man, that's a tough spot. Unfortunately, and I can say this from experience, that's a tough spot to have a wreck happen in front of you. Because obviously Andrew's probably thinking, man, I got slowed down for the wreck. Why didn't you slow down for the wreck? But at that point, you're kind of already committed to whatever braking application you've been running all night for turn 1. And if you lock it up much more, you might spin like we saw in the first caution tonight. That's a tough spot to have a wreck happen right in front of you.
Now everybody but Andrew Rucker has pitted.
Interesting here for Andrew Rucker, because I think obviously there is a benefit, right, to saving a set of tires for later in the race. I do wonder if it doesn't get to a point where you're not going to have enough laps to use the fresher tires if you wait too long to use the sets you're saving, right? So I don't know if we're there yet. I'm not very smart, but I'm kind of surprised Andrew Rucker hasn't at least used one of his 3 sets of tires by this point. But hey, he's holding on to the second spot as it is, so can't knock it yet. But certainly by staying out, he has afforded himself some track position and keeping out of the fray of some of these incidents we've seen here in the last couple of cautions.
I think turning off my trading paints has made for some very colorful...
It really upset your graphics, for sure.
A lot of reds and greens tonight.
Well, because it appears it's just straight up pulling. Yeah. And a lot of the... I will say personally, mine is probably still in my default colors from when I signed up for iRacing for some vehicles, like that one. Sam Batwell has not touched his iRacing in like non-trading paints model at all for that red and green. Those are the default colors as we are getting ready to go back racing here. A little more dancing on the restart. Gerald Campbell out front. Jeff Green jumps up to second. Andrew Rucker has got free fall on the high side if he doesn't find some sea legs real quick. Especially with everybody on these fresher tires around him. Joe Francis got to look to the outside. And we've got trouble in turn 2. Uh-oh.
Whoa, Chad, what are you doing there, bud?
Well, not a lot of good happened there, in my opinion. Chad was very ambitious to throw it 3 wide. And Mitch was pretty ambitious to block it anyway. Good luck to race control on that one. See, this is one of those, you can assign a blame for an incident, but then you also just have to say whether it's anybody's fault. That was not a good self-preservation move from either driver there. And sometimes whether it's your fault or not, you have to just not put yourself in a bad position. And they, in my respectful opinion, both did a good job of putting themselves in a bad position there. And again, for guys like Mitch Havere, hey, this is the truck series. It's for learning. Chad Frankenfield, not a rookie. Very aggressive, not a rookie. We can't blame it on learning series for him on that one. But as a philosopher once said, that's just short track racing.
Hey, let's do a quick little read here of our series sponsor, Stay Tuned Sports Podcast. Stay Tuned Sports was started in 2016 by two friends, even though hating each other's teams, with the purpose of producing a sports show like no other. They wanted to create a show that would cover all major sports with a little bit of comedy mixed in. Stay Tuned Sports releases weekly episodes covering NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and even some college football. So if you're looking for some hot takes mixed in with some good ball busting, then this is the show for you. Stay Tuned Sports, your home for sports nonsense. Our premier sponsors, Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting you to your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. Leave it at that. Back to racing here.
Mitch Havere being assigned the tally for that one. Lights are out on the pace vehicle. Gerald Campbell, Jeff Green, the front row for this restart. Gerald has made it abundantly clear he wants the outside for this restart. I think he's been trying to work in a cushion through turns 1 and 2 during this entire caution period. He did not want anybody to think for a second he might choose the inside. I mean, he is against the fence here. Into the restart zone, Gerald Campbell off and away. Joe Francis has got to try and get alongside Jeff Green here for a second, because we close in on halfway here into North Wilkesboro 125. Francis not able to get there. Jeff Green will slot in the second. Andrew Rucker, oh no.
Oh, we got a car on its truck on its side.
Is
that Frank Fody?
I am not sure. Amazingly, we don't have the under. It is Frank Fody. So let's see what happened here. Chad Frankenfield is 3 wide, so I think I know what happens here.
Shocker.
Oh no! Oh no! So Hardcastle got loose under braking, which hooks him into.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness! Hooks him into Frankenfield, and then poor Frank Fody gets collected in the wreck and then put on his door. I'd like another look at that. So let's see. That's in front of the wreck.
The 58, not the.
Yeah, unfortunately, those darn.
There it is.
There he is. Man, poor Andrew Hardcastle getting launched in the air. Frank Fody put on his side.
You ever remember those physics game with the little balls where the ball hits the conservation of momentum? That's a truck into a truck into a truck.
Yeah. So tally on the 22, and of course we saw the first incident of the evening. Literally the same thing happened. Just lost it under braking. Like I say, probably just too aggressive with the brake bias. Happens again here, and so that's his second tally. By virtue of it being the second tally he's done for the night, I'm not sure the truck survived the wreck anyway. That's probably a moot point. But if it had survived the wreck, and I see he did tow away. So I think it's 6 of one, a half dozen of the other on this one, Dave.
Yeah.
But either way, he is done partaking this evening and will be credited with 23rd place in the final running order, I do believe. we'll see who is able to carry on from that incident as we look through the field a little bit past the halfway mark. It appears Andrew Rucker finally decided now would be a good time to pit.
And I finally decided to turn on my trading paints because it was...
Yeah, that's fair.
Drive me nuts.
So here's the interesting thing. I think that could actually work out for Rucker by splitting the race in half, because now if guys in front of him pit after even just like one decent-sized green flag run, he's got to get a whole bunch of track position. But then he's got to be on the older tires and have to hang on. But that was working for him a little bit in the first half, so who knows? Maybe all things will come full circle for him. I love strategy races, man. Gerald Campbell, Jeff Green, front row for this restart. Back through the restart zone, coming to start lap 66. Gerald Campbell got to jump out front. Get down front, Jeff Green. Behind them, Joe Francis, Michael Hossack battling for third. Jeff Green running that second spot. Michael Hossack's trying to hang tough on the outside of Joe Francis. I almost got a piece of the wall there. Ultimately slots in behind Joe Francis in the fourth position. Harrison Whitehead up into fifth.
Truck loose.
I believe that was David Carpenter, all kinds of out of shape, but he keeps it pointed in the right direction. Now in a battle for 10th with Cody McCorkle, but he's got to have no momentum whatsoever after that moment. He's hanging tough, though. Oh, they're 9,000 wide behind him. Somehow that wasn't a wreck, although I think one truck got into the wall. It may have actually been the one truck of Jaden Racema. Still 3 wide here. Chad Frankfield around the outside of Connor Thompson and Jesse Racemas. Now Jesse Racemas trying to get in front of Connor Thompson. Now looking at Dustin Dewar. He's working his way up to the 7th spot. Now passing Harrison Whitehead. Whitehead was up in 5th just a few laps ago, and now he's falling backwards. Now side by side with Cody McCorkle for 8th. McCorkle's got to be able to dive it down to the inside, entering turn 3. He's going to pick up that 8th position. Dylan Javier will be next to try and get around the 84 of Harrison Whitehead. Although Dylan Javier might come under attack from a teammate here. That's Caleb Pecumer in the 59 truck. He's going to actually move into the 10th spot. And then look at this wad of trucks right here. Kyle Hanshaw in the 46, David Carpenter in the 71, Jesse Racemas, Chad Frankenfield. Fresh tires, fast trucks, old tires. You've got it all in this wad right here. Of course, Andrew Rucker has some of the freshest tires of them all, trying to work his way back to the front. 50 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. This is a battle, around... Actually, I mean, it's starting to merge into this top 10. I mean, you see the 57 there of Dylan Javier, who I believe is now in the 10th spot. Oh, Chad almost stuck it 3 wide again. They are 3 wide. Whitehead stuck in the middle of Frankenfield and Rucker. That's no place to be. He falls out of that battle. He continues to backslide. You know, he wants a caution to get some fresh tires. Andrew Rucker around the outside of Chad Frankenfield. Now he's got to dive to the inside of David Carpenter. Andrew Rucker picking him up and putting him down with those fresh Goodyears. Andrew Rucker's got to get up to the 11th spot. He's got to try and get it to the top 10 here if he can get around the 57 of Dylan Javier. On board now with Andrew Rucker in that 64 truck, looking to the inside of Dylan Javier. Right down to the curb in turns 3 and 4. And clear to the wall. He's in the top 10. So Andrew Rucker on the move. He's got a little bit of track to eat up before he gets... Man, there's tire tracks in the grass. That's not good. There's a truck in the grass. That is... So we're going to take a look on board with Jaden Racimas here. Oh, Kyle Hanshaw gets a little wobbly in front of him, and unfortunately that boots Jaden Racimas to the inside. He drives away from it, and that's who we saw driving through the grass. Now back to the live action. David Carpenter, Jesse Racimas, Dylan Javier, all battling. Oh, we've got a truck around and turn 2. That is a Leighton Norgard who is backed into the wall. Well, Dusty's definitely blinking and definitely was out of shape for the 10th of a second we could see him before we lost him. Oh, what a tough break for Leighton Norgard there. And let me tell you, pit road is very busy right now. As far as I can tell, there are 3 lead lap trucks that stayed out here. Oh, actually, you're right. Just 2. Jaden Racimas is a lap down. You are correct. That's my mistake. Although I believe Jaden... Oh, you know what? Oh, he's not going to be happy about that at all. He could have gotten a wave around there, but because Chad Frankenfield and Jesse Racimas stayed out, he could not wave around. So he just had to take his medicine and figure, well, if I'm going to go ahead and be stuck here, I might as well put on some tires. He'll come to pit road and try to battle for a lucky dog again here. Which, I mean, I think we've seen that on every caution at this point, that some guys are staying out. So it's not surprising. What will be interesting to see is how this plays out for these 2 trucks. Andrew Rucker's tire advantage is now gone. He pitted with all of these other drivers. I mean, maybe he has an extra set. I can't say I've been keeping track of everybody's tire allotment. It'd be really cool if iRacing just had that, where you could look at it. Even if it was only for admins or broadcasters or whatever. Like, I can see why you wouldn't want it for drivers. You have your fancy broadcasting tool. That's about the best we can do. And see, that's the trick, right? I mean, because it looks like out of top however many you showed, Chad is the only one that looks like he had made an extra stop, but I don't know if he took tires on that extra stop or not. That could have been... Oh, sure. But I mean, that's a thing that happens in real life, so I don't see what the issue is. Anyway, back racing here, all kinds of out of shape. But Chad Frankenfield able to get out front. Jeff Green in second. Oh, contact. Jesse Racines has got to go around here in front of everybody. That could have been a lot worse than it was. So I believe there's got to be contact from Cody McCorkle in the 2 truck. Yep, he just rolls right into the left rear of Jesse Racines. Andrew Rucker's got to get a small little kiss there. Oh, Joe Francis actually did get turned up in front of traffic and collect Michael Hossack. Tally on the 2 truck. So I'm seeing a meatball for Joe Francis. I'm not sure if it's got to be engine or suspension. We'll see if we see it. Yeah, that's not going to be good either way, I'm afraid. The meatball is cleared, so it must have been. It's good enough to no longer have a meatball. Neither of those. That's bad. Go on board with that. I want to see where his steering wheel is. So see that? Yeah. So the orange line is supposed to be pointed straight up when you're going down straightaway. Maybe a little bit to the right, depending on your wheel settings or whatever, or your camber, or whatever the case may be. It should not be. We should not be looking at that man's glove. That's bad. Look, so in the corner, he's got the and obviously he might be holding his own steering wheel differently. You can't necessarily trust. Yep, he's got to try and get a little bit more damage fixed. I think that's fair. Man. So we're down to about it's got to be close to 30 laps to go when we get this restart. It's got to be a little bit more, because I imagine we'll turn the lights out on the pace car this time, if I had to venture a guess. Indeed, the lights are out. Chad taking the top line for this restart. Oh, this has got to be exciting. Gerald Campbell was lobbying to get Chad to line up on the bottom. And Chad, either way, he was going to annoy one of his best friends. So I don't think he had anything to gain or lose either way. He has taken the top side as we get ready for the restart here. Good launch for that 15 truck. Jeff Green's got to wrap the bottom. Gerald Campbell almost gets into Jeff Green there on corner exit. Andrew Rucker's got to rocket to the outside. They're going to try to make it 3 wide here. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, Chad Frankenfield just able to clear Andrew Rucker on corner exit. Oh, and now Gerald Campbell has put Andrew Rucker in the fence. That's got to allow Cody McCorkle and Michael Hossack to squeeze through. I'd apologize as much as I can, especially until you get away from that 64 truck. Thomas Coonan is in a real bad spot right here. He wants to also get away from both of those trucks, but he can't go any faster than the truck in front of him. That's Michael Hossack in the 24. Meanwhile, Jeff Green has gotten out front in all of this. Cody McCorkle's trying to take second spot. They're trying to go 3 wide behind all. Jeff Green loves this because he's just running away and hiding while they're 2 and 3 wide behind him. Thomas Coonan, Michael Hossack, Gerald Campbell 3 wide. Gerald Campbell able to get away. Now Andrew Rucker is in that battle. Finally, it settles down to 2 wide. Gerald Campbell has got to try to get around Chad Frankfield on the outside. Lake Norgard in the grass. He drives away. We stay green. Gerald Campbell up to 3rd. Andrew Rucker trying to get around Chad Frankfield for the 4th spot. Oh. Yeah, Chad Frankfield hanging on now with those older tires. Thomas Coonan got to work his way into the top 5 around Chad Frankenfield. Now it'll be Caleb Pecumer trying to get around Chad Frankenfield. He does. David Carpenter is next on the list. Well, that wouldn't be received favorably by the competition. Michael Hossack, he's got to try to move into the 8th position. Sam Boutwell next in line. And of course, the longer Chad is pinned on that inside line, he's not going to be able to get any run with those older tires to defend himself, really. Just kind of a sit and duck at the moment. You even see there, he got a little bit squirrely on corner exit. Connor Thompson now passing Chad Frankenfield. That is for 11th. Even more out of shape there for Frankenfield. $20 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. Jeff Green out front. There you see the 38 truck out of the Do Good stable. Trucking the wall on the backstretch, keeps it going the right direction though. I believe that's Jaden Racimus, so we'll stay green. $19 laps to go for Jeff Green. Cody McCorkle's closing in. This could get interesting if he's able to keep cutting into that gap. It's not a ton each lap, but he is faster. Just slowly reeling in the 2000 Busch Series champion. Of course, for all these guys, a win would lock them into the championship race. So that's what's on the line. Sam Boutwell, Michael Hossack side by side for the 8th position. Boutwell able to hold off Hossack for now. Hossack under threat from Kyle Hanshaw. As a battle for the 9th position. Connor Thompson trying to work his way into the top 10 as well. Hanshaw a little out of shape exiting turn 4 there. Able to stay in front of Michael Hossack, however. Maintain that 9th position. Up front. That lead is kind of stabilized for Jeff Green, right around 6/10. Gerald Campbell's about to have some company with Andrew Rucker. Rucker now to the outside of Gerald Campbell. Battle for the 3rd position. If Rucker can just keep working that outside lane, we've seen how effective it can be here tonight. If he's got to get the pass done, he's got to get done quick, though, because the longer they run side by side, the further away those 2 trucks in front of them are going to get away. And the clock is ticking. 10 laps to go here in North Wilkesboro. And there goes Andrew Rucker. He's up to the 3rd spot. He'll see if he can chase down those top 2. Again, that advantage, Jeff Green over Cody McCorkle, stabilized right in that 6 to 7/10 of a second range. You can see they're kind of taking turns. Jeff will be quicker 1 lap, Cody the next. Now we'll see, what does Andrew Rucker have to bring to the table and add to this conversation? This time by, he gained a little bit, not a lot. He's going to need to gain a lot more than that if he wants to get to Jeff Green for sure, which now he's didn't get a great run out of turn 2. Now he's got to worry about Gerald Campbell all over again. Able to get away there, got a good run out of turn 4. Judging by the scuff mark, he might have gotten a piece of the wall there that last time. Meanwhile, up front, Jeff Green leading the way, 6 laps to go. Cody McCorkle has taken a big bite this lap. We were talking about little bites earlier. He's taken a big bite now. He's nearly cut that advantage in half. Picked up a 1/10 and a half last time by. It'll be 5 laps to go this time by for Jeff Green. And now he's got a mirror full of Cody McCorkle in that 2 truck. Oh, Cody got sideways, got a piece of the wall, but he's still digging. And Andrew Rucker has closed back in on this battle. We might have a 3-truck fight for the lead. Four laps to go. Here they go down the backstretch into turn 3. Three laps to go this time. Cody McCorkle trying to find a way around Jeff Green. Andrew Rucker is right there. Jeff Green committed to that bottom. Cody McCorkle's probably going to have to make the pass on the outside or use the bumper if he wants to get around Jeff Green here. 2 laps to go. Crossover from Andrew Rucker for second, perhaps? No, couldn't get alongside. McCorkle leaves him the room into 3, though. Andrew Rucker's got to get alongside Cody McCorkle. Here is the white flag. Jeff Green leading the way side by side for second behind him. Andrew Rucker to the inside of Cody McCorkle. Nearly contact out of turn 2. McCorkle's got to get the run. He's got to clear Andrew Rucker, but can he get around Jeff Green? Through turns 3 and 4, Jeff Green off of turn 4. He's going to win the North Wilkesboro 125 and punch his ticket for the championship race at Nashville. Jeff Green picking up the win. Cody McCorkle second, Andrew Rucker third. We'll talk to those drivers shortly. But Jeff Green picking up the win here at North Wilkesboro. He will be one of your final 4 drivers on June 9th.
You've made race control happy.
Jeff Green got to burn it down at the flag stand. That'll be a very popular win here in the elite racing community for sure.
Look, is that a shadow of him standing on his truck? What is that? Creepy.
I think that's the shadow of Barney?
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. That's weird.
It
I
looked
don't love
weird.
that at all. I would like that to never happen again, whatever that was. That was weird. I'm gonna need Gerald to break that down on the podcast this Thursday. Boy,
Let's get some results up here.
Let's get some results and not look at creepy people anymore. Jeff Green picking up the win. Cody McCorkle second. Andrew Rucker third. Caleb Kumer fourth. Thomas Coonan fifth. David Carpenter sixth. Sam Boutwell seventh. Gerald Campbell eighth. Kyle Hanshaw ninth. Leighton Norgard coming home with a top 10. Connor Thompson 11th. Michael Hossack 12th. Dylan Avere 13th. Chad Frankenfield 14th. Mitch Avere 15th. Harrison Whitehead 16th. Jaden Racimus, the last truck on the lead lap, in 17th position. Jesse Racimus 18th. Raymond Hanneman 19th. Dustin Dewar 20th after his internet issues. Joe Francis 21st. Andrew Hardcastle 22nd. Frank Fody 23rd.
Well, waiting for Mr. Rucker and Jeff Green. Got Cody McCorkle.
If you want, we can go ahead and grab Cody. I know you're on a little bit of a time crunch. We can take them out of order if we need to.
Okay.
There's a fancy word I'm looking for, Dave, and I've forgotten it, but speed up the process.
There
Anyhow.
Expedite.
Cody, expedite. That is actually the word I was looking for. Look at you. Anyway, Cody McCorkle, second place finisher tonight here at North Wilkesboro. Man, what a fight that was to the finish. What was going through your mind, and what did you need to get around Jeff Green there at the end?
I think I might have been a little bit faster there. Just try not to make any mistakes. It's just so easy to step over that edge and just, throw it all away. I'm shaking a little bit. That's probably the closest I've come on a non-super speedway.
For sure, you were right there in the mix. Everybody knows the speed you had at the end of this race. You talk about hand shaking. You get in these close quarters, short track battles, and you're right there on the edge. You know what's on the line. There's the playoff spot. There's all of that. Still, though, a good points night. I know it's not the automatic berth, but it has to be a pretty good feeling to come away with the second place finish going into Michigan in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, man, it would have been so nice to win it and just be locked in. Man, I'm thinking about it now. It's rough, but good day. We'll take it, keep moving. Hopefully we can go get another one.
Before we let you go, Cody, who do you have to thank on this runner-up finish tonight?
Huge shout out to Robert, let me drive for his team this season.
There we are.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how are you?
Jeff, you gotta wait your turn.
I'm not sure how this has happened.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Cody, who'd you have to thank?
Big shout out to Robert Hill. Also, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to whoever it was I got into there at the end of the race. Feel really bad about that one.
All right, well, there you have it. Cody McCorkle, second place finisher tonight. Congratulations. We'll see you in a couple of weeks at Michigan.
Thank you, guys.
So that was Cody McCorkle. Next, I guess we'll go Jeff Green, since he apparently has keys.
He was already here.
He's got keys to get into this place somehow anyway. So we'll go ahead and talk to Jeff Green, your winner tonight here at North Wilkesboro. Man, first off, let's talk about Jeff. This punches your ticket into the championship at Nashville. Winning a championship in Elite is pretty special. I think the only way it could be more special is if you could go compete for a championship at the old fairgrounds. But for a Kentucky guy, racing for the title at Nashville has to sound pretty good.
It does. That was my question. I couldn't remember if it was at the fairgrounds or the big track. So I guess it's at the big track. But yeah, I'll take it. It was a great night for it. Didn't start out real well. Didn't qualify where I thought I should have been. So had to make some moves early, and then I actually spun out on my own and brought out a caution. That kind of played into my hands of getting tires there and kind of getting off sequence. So it was a great night for our Turner Eye Clinic Chevrolet. Goody Motor, Do Good Motorsports. It's been I've been running second, third quite a bit this season, so it's fun to win finally.
You talk about that tire strategy, Jeff. I know we don't see that a lot in these short track races on iRacing, where there were long enough green flag runs where tire strategy and when you chose to put on tires actually made a difference over the course of the race. Were you kind of surprised to see that tonight?
Well, not being as many cars. I think there was only 24 or 5, maybe 6 cars. I can't remember, but so you didn't lose as much track position when you did pit, so that played into it. Also, our decisions as we went out throughout the race. So it did play into my hands, Gerald's hands. My truck was, I don't know, 20, 25 laps, and I was pretty much. I couldn't run as fast as I wanted to, so that's why the two got close to me and Rucker got close to me there at the end. I got so tight. I probably run it a little bit too hard on that last restart and tried to get away from them, but it worked out for me. They got to racing each other, and it worked out for me. Cody was probably the fastest, or him or Rucker. One was probably should have won, but it worked out for me. I got a good enough lead to hold them off there at the end, so I'll take it every time.
Hey, it doesn't matter how you take it. It's still a sticker on the truck and a banner in the shop, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I'll take them. I've lost some like that too. So yeah, it's good to get one back, and it's always fun running with these guys. These guys are second to none. I mean, the Cup Series probably has more talent, but there's a lot of talent in the Truck Series also. So it's fun to be able to compete with them and be competitive with them, and every once in a while beat them. So we did that tonight.
Before we let you go, Jeff, who do you have to thank tonight?
I just got to thank Do Good for believing in me and helping me along the way, and hopefully I help them too. And also Clifford out in Arkansas, Turner Eye Clinic. If you ever need any eyeglasses, look him up on the internet, and he's out in Arkansas. If you're ever through there, stop at Cabot, Arkansas, and see him. So thank you for him for supporting me on this rig, and my wife for letting me do it too. She gets aggravated every once in a while that I'm on this rig some, but it's in my heart, and I gotta race. So just I'm thankful to be here. And thank y'all for covering. It's always good to go back and watch, especially when you do good. I don't watch it very much when I don't do good, but when I go back, I'll definitely watch this one. So it was fun, and I appreciate y'all.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff. Congratulations, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks at Michigan and then in the championship race.
Absolutely. Thank y'all, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. So that's Jeff Green you're wearing tonight. I don't see Andrew Rucker in the waiting room. I think the statute of limitations is up at this point. I know you have to get out and handle some real life stuff, Dave, with the family.
Yeah, I don't see him sitting in any.
To run.
He's not sitting in any of the team channels either. So,
well, in that case, we'll just kind of set the roadmap for the week, so to speak, here on the Elite Racing Network, and find our way out. If you're, of course, Elite Racing Network, your broadcast home for Elite Racing Leagues, where we've got racing all week long here. Tomorrow night, the Rebel Us Photography Grand National Series will be at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for a 100-lap race. That's also where the Belly Up Sports Cup Series will be on Wednesday night for their next Cup Series event. Then it's going to get a little bit quiet, I'll be honest, because naturally,
something else is going on.
We've got a lot of racing in the real world this weekend. Frankly, a lot of our guys here in Elite will be at those races. I'm sure some of them will be at Indianapolis for the Indianapolis 500. Some of them will be at Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600.
I don't think anybody's going to be at Monaco.
I don't think anybody's going to be at Monaco, although you can never be too sure of Mark Reblos. I swear he goes everywhere shooting photos.
That's true. Very true.
There's no telling where he'll be. He might be chasing a tornado on Sunday, for all we know. And I'm sure some of these guys will be racing at local short tracks, so, with their own Memorial Day specials this weekend. So it'll be a little bit of time off, but then we'll be back the following Wednesday, which is May 29th, with the Cup Series at the schedule I'm looking at just says Nashville. So now I sound like Jeff. I don't know if that's the fairgrounds or if that's the super speedway, but I'm pretty sure that's the super speedway. Regardless,
Tune in and find out.
Tune in to find out. You will not see us next Sunday because it is Memorial Day. Hopefully, we'll be at the racetrack or watching some racing instead. Come check us out 2 Sundays from now, June 2nd, the final race before the playoffs, or the championship rather, here in the Stay Tuned Sports Truck Series. We will find out who will be battling for that title alongside Jeff Green at Nashville. Until then, for Dave Huckleberry, I'm Zach Evans. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time.